What's up guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So I'm actually in Vegas right now at a live event with my fitness coaching staff, and I've had these questions come up the past few days and I was like, all right, we're gonna make a video on it and chit chat with you guys about it. So what's up my friends? If you guys are new here, my name is Coach Kendall, but a lot of people call me Coach Ken. And I've had my online fitness coaching company for the past 5 years as I make this video, and my business coaching company for the past 3 years. And I've scaled both of these businesses up in the coaching space to 7 figures organically. And we just actually started ads as of recently, so you guys might catch me. But I wanna chat with you guys a little bit about just 3 things that I wish I would have known when I first started off my online fitness coaching business, or just a coaching business in general, because these are actually pretty straightforward things, but I think a lot of people, especially nowadays, are missing out on them. I see a lot of anxiousness in this space. I see a lot of people racing for the next lead, and instead of a race to the top, it really is starting to feel like a race to the bottom for a lot of people. And so I just want to share these 3 really basic things that I wish I would have known in the beginning of my business that I now practice very heavily every day. And something I also just want to disclose about this is a lot of people think, oh, well, it's easy for you because you already hit the 7 figures, you're already educated, you have the systems in place. Your responsibilities only get bigger when you hit higher revenue goals. You only manage more people, you only manage more systems, and you have to oversee a lot more things. So it doesn't get easier, you just get better. In fact, it actually gets 10 times harder. You just have to be able to be more objective and manage things better. So I will tell you, whether you are just starting in business or whether you are at a 7-figure business, these are basics that I think a lot of people forget about. And these are principles that I wish I would have practiced when I was scaling, because they did fall off for me at some point. And when they did, it was really hard to clean these things up. So here are the 3 things I wish I would have known when I first got started with my online coaching business. Your ideal client does not have to be perfect, okay? Here's something that I've personally learned, is that when you're first starting out, your ideal client might be a solution. It might be, I help people lose body fat, right? What you can then do is figure out the niche specifically. Is it people who came from Weight Watchers? Is it people who are just at the gym and they're in their 20s to 30s? A lot of people feel like you have to completely niche down. Like, I work with 21-year-old women who are in school doing XYZ. That's really specific, and yes, it does put your pool a little bit smaller. But the thing is that I didn't really have a very specific ideal client when I first started. I just knew that I helped women get toned and lose body fat, and I was 18 years old, 19 years old, and so I was attracting a lot of young women who also wanted to get toned and be able to lose body fat, gain muscle mass. And just based off of the way I showed up, my personality, who I was, the way I spoke, the things I spoke about, the brands I shopped at, those were the kind of women that I attracted. It wasn't necessarily that I was like, hey, I only help 18 to 25-year-olds who are, just getting out of college. Like, I could have said all of that through my content, but for me personally, when you build a personal brand, that's how you're gonna get people to buy from you. And so when you show up as yourself and you're congruent and you show your personality and you show your own journey and you show the phases that you've been through and the pain points you've struggled with, people are gonna relate to you. And I find that that's what actually makes somebody a little more ideal. And when they come into your community, they end up being more lit, more fun, or your vibe, right? And for me personally, I feel like the personality piece is a big part of your ideal client and who you attract energetically. And so that's something to think about instead of just having to dial things in and waiting until you feel like you know exactly who you help. This could be a really easy way for you to just get kickstarted, share your own journey, and just dial things in. The first thing you need to do is just hone in on a solution first. Maybe it's fat loss, maybe it's muscle gain, maybe it's helping ex-athletes get confident in their ability to rehab, or whatever it might be. Think it's a solution first, then pull in the personality and everything else. The second thing is stay focused on getting your clients results. I find that so many coaches over the past few years that I've worked with who are just getting started, they're so focused on strategies, systems, and marketing that they're not really prioritizing the client delivery piece. Now, I'm not saying you have to have an awesome program in place, but what I am saying is that focus on getting your clients results. Have touch points with them. Over-deliver when they first come in. Consistently over-deliver and then integrate systems for client delivery. But a lot of coaches, they get so stuck on the shiny object syndrome of, ooh, this new marketing tactic, this new sales tactic. And while that's important for your business, it's also really important for you to get the client's results, because what happens when you get your client's progress and results, you end up being able to have transformation photos and social proof, and they give you referrals. And when they give you referrals, you get more clients on board. And I found that that's actually one of the best ways to explode your roster and get more people to join your program. And the third thing for me is batching content. And I will tell you guys, I was always a hater of this, but here's the thing. I only ever batch like 2 to 3 posts per week. But let me tell you guys, when you're starting off in your business, it can be so tough when you're scaling to be able to produce content. Because if you start to get a few clients on board, well, now you have to do client check-ins. And when you have to do client check-ins, it's really hard for you to produce content. Or maybe you have a week of really busy sales calls. So now it's really hard for you to be able to show up and be able to produce content, post on your story, connect to your audience. Attraction is the most important piece. Connecting to your people is the most important piece. I watched this happen to so many business owners and so many coaches. They finally start to take off in their business, and then all the things that they were once doing to get them to a place where they took off, they stopped doing. And now they're not connected to their audience. They're not, posting in their Facebook groups. They're not posting on their stories. And they're wondering why one week they have a bunch of sales calls and the next week they have none. Or they're wondering why they don't have any calls at all. And it's because they're being transactional with the way that they're trying to interact and produce content with people. And it's not just about batching the content and getting it up. It's being very intentional about the way that you produce the content. It's talking to your audience and asking them questions and hearing their pain points, then creating content around that. It's talking to the people who are on your roster and looking at the scenarios and sharing those with your audience so that other people can see that you're actually working with people that you vibe with that maybe relate to those. And so when you look at the things that you encounter on a daily basis, it allows for you to batch content. And I'm not saying you have to go have this crazy content system, which I'm curious if you guys are watching this, if you want to learn more about the content systems that we use at WWBA and FTF, just leave me a comment down below, because we have tons of different content systems that I could teach you guys about. Or if you're struggling with something specifically with content, let me know, because I'm always down to make a video on that too. But this is super important, guys. It's like batch 2 to 3 posts at the very least that are very intentional. Leave yourself some room to maybe put in another 2 to 3 posts for the week, but at minimum, get your 3 to 5 posts up. Connect to your audience, pour into your audience, okay? That's what's gonna help you push the needle forward and get to that next level in your business. It's also what's gonna help you feel really connected to your vision and to the people that you work with, okay? So these are really basic, small things, but they make such a big difference, okay? So don't get hyper fixated on having this super dialed in ideal client. You can build it over time. In fact, part of your personality is actually part of who you attract, which makes them ideal, right? Don't get that shiny object syndrome. Stay focused on getting your clients' results and share those clients' results. Share the progress on your feed, your story, whatever it might be. Blast them so that people can see what you're doing for your clients. And last but not least, let's also make sure we batch some content, especially if you're starting to scale. This is going to be something you do when you first start, but also when you get to a really good place in your business, especially if you're working part-time. Okay, so don't make these mistakes. Stay focused on getting people the results. Stay focused on attracting your audience. These are things that I still do to this day, scaling 2 7-figure companies. No matter what, I'm always going to be dialed in on that part. And it's something that for you as an online coach, you have to be doing, whether you're just getting started, whether you're at 6-figure year, multi-6, or 7+. Stay connected to your people. Stay connected to your vision. Don't skip out on this, okay? I will catch you guys in the next video.